the first thing we need to see here is the setting. Ketzad me'aynin, right? Warning. We're warning the Edim. Why? Because somebody's life hangs in the balance. They are going to be responsible for what happens to this guy. So, Havu Yodim, you should know, right? They are different. What's different? Well, let's see. Dinei mamonot is one thing, dinei hashot is another. Okay. What is the thing that we're saying about dinei mamonot? Adam noten mamono umitkaperlo. Gives mamon, we've had that word, right? His money, right? It's the same word as dinei mamonot, right? He gives his money umitkaper. Now, who's giving his money to whom? Well, a person is giving money and gets kapara, right? And gets forgiveness. Okay, who gets money, gives money, and gets forgiveness? Well, the first answer might be, well, the defendant, right? I testify against him. He's found guilty. He gives money and gets kapara. So let's see though, because how is that different? Well, in dinei nefashot, damo v'dam zariotav. Okay, what is that phrase? Damo, his blood, v'dam zarotav, right? Zera means seed. So what is zarotav? Descendants. Okay. His blood and the blood of his descendants. Tluyimbo. Now, pule is a word that means hang, so they are suspended. Ad sofa olam, forever. Okay, now still, whose blood is it that we're talking about? In dinei nefashot, his blood and the blood of his descendants are suspended. Well, to understand it, so we're going to compare it to Cain. Who's Cain? Okay, Cain the Hevel, right? And we have that already here in, right? It tells you the pasuk it's quoting. It's the story of Cain the Hevel. So what happens? Well, Shene Emar, Kol Demei Achicha, Soakim Elai Min Adama, right? The voice of your brothers, Demei Achicha, cry out to me. Eino Omer, Kol Dam Achicha, right? Ela Demei Achicha, Damo v'Dam Zariotav. So what's the key word? Well, it's telling you, not dam, but rather demei. What's the difference between those two? The difference is singular, hopefully you figure this out, versus plural. So, what is that? What's the significance then? It's saying, the pasuk doesn't say that the voice of his singular blood cries out to me, but his blood's. Damo v'dam zariotav. Why plural? It's not just him. It's him and his children. So, whose blood and the blood of his children is crying out? The blood of the murder victim. The blood of the victim. So who's the victim here? Okay. So hopefully by now you've seen what the parallel is. Well, in dinei mamonot, one can give his money and get forgiveness. But in dinei nefashot, the blood and the blood of the victim are suspended in it forever. Why? Well, because he's dead. In other words, if he's dead, then he's dead, and he does not have any, presumably he hasn't had children yet, right? Which is certainly the case with Cain, right? He will not have children, and therefore, by killing him, you've killed off all of the future descendants. So, why am I telling this to the Edei Nefashot? Okay. For the Edei, what do they need to know? What they need to know is that is what's the consequence if they are deceitful? What's the consequence if they lead to an incorrect verdict? Right? 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 If they lie. Right? Why am I warning Adim in a court case? I'm warning them, before you think about lying, understand this. If you lie in one kind of case, here's the consequence. If you lie in another kind of case, different consequence. How does that work? Well, if you lie in a mamonot case, no, pen's not working. Let's try again. If you lie in a mamonot case, what's the consequence? Adam noten mamono umikaperlo. You can fix it. But what if you lie in a nefashot case? The consequence is innocent person dies, and thus innocent person dies, right? He and all descendants lost. Irreversible. Okay. So we have the word dam dime, singular plural, indicating when you take the life of this defendant incorrectly, someone who's actually innocent, you give false testimony, right? It's like killing him the way that Cain killed Hevel, who had not done anything wrong, right? And the blood of Hevel and Hevel's children who are never to be cry out to God because they are not recoverable. This is a crime that cannot be repaired. Okay. Let's stop there.